The leagues are pretty much wrapped, man. Besides some cup finals to come, this season is pretty much over. So, let's take a look at some statistics heat from the Premier League, and of course from Italy, Spain, Germany, and Portugal as well. Let's do it. Tottenham absolutely wrecked Hull 7-1, and Harry Kane established himself as the most potent striker in the league, or at least in the last week. And by the most potent in the league, I mean the most prolific, scoring 7 goals in his last 2 matches, meaning that he finished as the top scorer in the Premier League with 29 goals to Romelu Lukaku's 25. That's a pretty decent gap if you ask me, and Alexis Sanchez was third with 24. His goals per game ratio was an incredible 0.97 as he scored 29 in just 30 appearances and was the second player in Premier League history to score hat-tricks in back-to-back games. Pretty damn incredible. He was also involved in more goals than any other player, beating out Sanchez's 34 goals and assists with 36 of his own. And in the assist column, KDB ended up at the top with 3 more than second place Eriksen, who had 15. Those 18 assists for Kevin De Bruyne are enough for him to finish in third in Premier League history, right next to Cesc Fabregas and Frank Lampard for the most assists ever in a Premier League season. The man with the most is Thierry Henry with 20, and Mesut Ozil is second with 19 from last season, or 2 seasons ago. Also, let's give some love to Bournemouth, who for me have slowly been going about their business and quietly improving thanks to Eddie Howe. And this season they managed to improve on their final position for the 5th consecutive time, ending up in the 9th spot. They finished above Leicester, who finished in 12th, which is the lowest a reigning champion has ever finished, which was of course worse than Chelsea, who finished in 10th last season. Speaking of Chelsea, I think that Antonio Conte deserves all the credit that he's going to get for their title-winning season. Not only did he switch up the tactics and make players like David Luiz look like absolute world beaters, but he took a team that finished 1st and then 10th and then back to being champions again. Not only champions, but ended up beating the Premier League record for wins in a single season with 30. And that's with pretty much the exact same team as last season, minus a couple of additions. Minus additions, does that make sense? Not really. And speaking of the exact same, Gini Wijnaldum only scores goals in the exact same place. Adding 1 against Borough on Sunday, that was his 6th goal of the season and his 6th at Anfield. And while at Newcastle, all 11 of his goals were scored at St. James's Park. So, all 17 of his Premier League goals have been at home, or the home of the team he's playing at. Your boy gets homesick. And Arsenal actually set a record, the most points accumulated by the team that finishes in 5th. With 75 points. Also, Chile announced their squad for the Confederations Cup, and they accidentally listed Alexis Sanchez as a Bayern player. Uh-oh! And just behind Arsenal in 6th is United, who went on that unbeaten run that ultimately saw them stay in 6th, which is ridiculous. And they had 10 draws just at home, 15 draws in total, which sort of makes you think if they could have found 1 more goal in there, if they weren't so wasteful, perhaps the most wasteful team in the Premier League this season, I don't know the final stat on that one, they could have done a lot more this season in league play. And while on the subject of Manchester United, their former manager, David Moyes, has had an absolutely terrible record since leaving United. 136 matches, 47 wins, 58 losses, and 31 draws for a measly 34% winning percentage. No wonder the dude resigned. And finally, Borough's Ben Gibson was one of 5 players to play every single minute of this Premier League campaign. He will undoubtedly be leaving Borough as they were terrible this season. In fact, they only managed to score 11 goals since Christmas. Tottenham, on the other hand, has scored 13 since Thursday. But enough of the Prem, let's move on to some quick stats from around Europe that I found very interesting. In Germany, we said peace out and thank you to Xabi Alonso and Philipp Lahm, bless them for each having incredible careers. Also, blessed up to Arturo Vidal for winning his 6th straight league title, 4 with Juve and 2 with Bayern. That's pretty damn good. But do you know who has 10 titles in a row? Lubomir Fejsa from SL Benfica. He won 3 with Partizan Belgrade, 3 with Olympiacos, and now 4 in a row with Benfica. He's a good luck charm. And speaking of 10, Gigi Buffon is the first player ever to win 10 Scudetti, and his teammate, Dani Alves, has officially become the most decorated footballer in the world with that Scudetti title. Also, in Spain, Real Madrid won their 33rd league title, holding off Barcelona, and while celebrating and parading around the town, the players chanted with their fans, "Piqué, bastard, hail the champion." Also, regarding Real Madrid, I thought that this season was going to be the season where we actually saw evidence of Cristiano Ronaldo regressing. And yes, he may not have scored as many as he has in previous seasons. And while his physical attributes may be getting those red down arrows, he certainly didn't look it with his goal against Malaga, nor has he looked it in the second half of the season, as he has scored 24 goals since Christmas, with 14 of those since April 12th. So, he's now scored 40 plus goals in 7 consecutive seasons for Real Madrid. Damn! All I can say is that I am stoked for the Champions League final. It's gonna be a doozy. Perhaps even one of the best Champions League finals in recent years, and I realize that I have totally jinxed it now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, why not drop a like? My name is Adrian, this is Rabona TV, and I will see you guys very soon. Peace!